Hello, everybody. Welcome along. The championship promotion race is flipping and flopping. We're going here, there, and everywhere. Southampton back in second last night, and it is Leeds United visiting Plymouth right now with the chance to take that automatic promotion back. And they're going for an 8th straight victory. We're going to be here for the next couple of hours. We would love you to stick with us, have your say, and get involved in the watch along. Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It is Plymouth versus Leeds on the watch along. It feels like we did this very game 2 minutes ago because we covered Plymouth playing Leeds in the FA Cup. I think it's the middle of, not last week, but the week before potentially. So very familiar with the two teams and very much looking forward to this one. Leeds, obviously, hot favourites. We've got a relegated Year 1 parachute team against a promoted League One team, but Plymouth are good at home, and I don't think they've lost at home. I think Sam had the stat in the EFL since October. So there you go. We'll get into your comments and your hellos and everything. We're very happy to have you all here. We are in association with Match Bingo, and if you want to get involved really quickly, if I hold this the right way, your Brentford versus Liverpool card, that's going to kick off at the same time as our game. You can get absolutely free. I got mine on the watch along last night, and you can see it is there. So I'm just going to have that playing in the background. If you want to do the same, please go ahead. You can also play for free today on the Bingos game, which is at 3 p.m. In fact, I'm going to get my card right now so I don't miss out. From free, confirm purchase. There you go, view card. So there you go. For no money whatsoever, I've got involved, if my lights will allow me, in 2 games of Match Bingo. So looking forward to seeing how I get on with that. If you're going to play as well, please play responsibly, of course, and let Match Bingo know that we sent you by going via that there QR code. Right. Let's just really quickly bang through the fixtures and then we'll get into the Plymouth Leeds teams and then we'll get your predictions. We'll say our hellos and whatnot. Chat is filling up. Lovely to see all of you here. Where was I going? I was going to the fixtures, weren't I? So we all know what happened last night because we all watched along, didn't we? West Brom 0, Southampton 2. Saints taking back second place. Maybe temporarily, because all Leeds need to do is score a point today at Plymouth, and they will go back in to the automatic promotion spot. They will, though, have played 1 game more than Southampton. But look, we're in for the long haul with this promotion race for these two, aren't we? I think this is going to be tit for tat for a while, unless Leeds can just keep going on this incredible winning streak. So there you go. There's our 12:30 game, obviously Plymouth Leeds. And then in the 3 p.m s, Birmingham Sunderland, Bristol City QPR, Huddersfield Hull, Leicester Borough, Millwall Wednesday, Norwich Cardiff, Preston Blackburn, Rotherham Watford, Stoke Coventry, and Swansea versus Ipswich. That is what's going on in the Championship today. Shall we indeed get in to our team news? Right, let's have a look and see who are in the lineups. As you can see, I've just got out of the shower, so I don't know. This is all news to me. In goal for Argyle is Connor Hazard. Remember, they've got a brilliant keeper in Michael Cooper. Injured. He's had some real bad luck with injuries. Feel badly for him. Superb goalie, particularly last year when I was watching League One. He was the guy, wasn't he? Lewis Gibson is in the middle of the back 3. Julio Plegazelo, good luck, Godspeed on my pronunciation of that through the day. Ash Phillips came in on loan. Remember, he was at Blackburn real young kind of wonder kid player at Blackburn. Went off to Spurs and he's been loaned back to Plymouth. I think he might have worked with Ian Foster before. There is Mikael Miller down the right and Matthew Storinola, who was played for MK and Swansea before, I think, in the EFL. Jordan Houghton and Adam Randell. Randell, remember, he scored at Ellen Road to equalise in the FA Cup, meaning Leeds had to hightail it all the way down to Plymouth for that replay, which they did win, which we covered on the watch-along. Interesting, no Ryan Hardy. Ben Waine is up the top. You'd think, most championship teams are probably, they're rare, these kind of running focal point centre forwards these days. And Ryan Hardy is one of the best in the league, I think, in that particular kind of style of striker. He's not playing today. We'll see if he's on the bench. There's the guy. That's the man that Plymouth want to get the ball to, isn't it? Morgan Whittaker, who is he joint top with Adam Armstrong? There is Alfie Devine, who's another one who's come in on loan from Spurs also as well. No goals yet for Plymouth, but he gets the start today against Leeds United. Speaking of Leeds, they're going to be very settled because they're on a brilliant run there, winning and not conceding chances, dominating every kind of stat. They've just been pretty much perfect, other than conceding one goal early against Preston in the last 7 games. Meslier in goal. A lot of this has come, and I mean, obviously, a lot of fans of the Championship will say, yeah, go figure. You stick your 6, 8, 10 million quid midfielder at centre-back where he can play before, and you bring in your other 6 million quid midfielder, and all of a sudden your team's better. But that has been a key. Ampadu going back to centre-half in Strauch's absence alongside Roden and Gruif coming in. So that is the centre-back pair, Ampadu, Roden. We've got Firpo. Alfie Gray still doing a turn at right back. They've tried Jed Spence. They're trying Connor Roberts. Now we'll see if he gets into the side. Gruif and Kamara. And then this is where we've all known Leeds are probably strongest in the whole league, is in the attacking positions, isn't it? And look at that. Somerville with probably, 23, 24 goal contributions. Ruter is a 35 million euro number 10. Nonto is an Italy international. He's in really good form now. He's got into the team. And Joel Pirro was signed for 10 million euros at the start of the season. Leeds have so much quality in the forward positions. How can you stop them scoring is the test that all championship teams, as I see Daniel Farke, a 2-time championship winner. He's not going to win the championship this season because Leicester got too many points, but he may well be going for a 3rd promotion, mightn't he? There's the benches, guys. Plymouth, Isaka, Bundu. Look, Hardy on the bench. I wonder why Ian Foster has not started Ryan Hardy. Sousa, Mumba as well on the bench. Interesting. Galloway, Scar, Edwards. A few first teamers, I think, on the bench there for Plymouth. And Burton. For Leeds, James, Gelhart, Matteo Joseph, I think it says on his shirt, not Fernandez. Cresswell, Roberts, Shackleton, Cooper, Den Hoovel, and Christopher Klassen makes up the bench. How am I doing for time, guys? Have I got time to read your comments? I think I might be able to read a few real quickly. What I will ask for, though, just before we get into that, is your predictions. Then I'll kind of scroll down to them as we go. So we'll try and get a little bit ahead of the curve, guys. You've got 16 seconds. I need your predictions for Plymouth versus Leeds. Please help me out. Write the 2 team names in with your scoreline. So Plymouth, something, Leeds. Really helps me know exactly what you mean rather than just binary digits and code. Let me know how you see this one finishing. You've got 16 seconds. Predictions in for Plymouth versus Leeds. Go. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to say some hellos, and then we'll get to the predictions. If I've got one loose bit of hair, that's going to really annoy me all day. One sec. There we go. Because I'm worth it. Oh, that's really going to annoy me. Look, it's going, and I'm mirrored as well. I'm not going to be able to sort that. Let's just do that. and then my hair will hopefully figure itself out through gravity. How annoying. Don't shower just before going on the internet, guys. Right, hello to CR81, Borfa, Green Army, Ewan, welcome. Liam, birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Renee, welcome. I speak well. Looks like he's signed up as a member. Tremendous. Welcome to you. Hello. And Dylan also got the membership credentials there. Fantastic. Joey, welcome. Anir, off to Ashton Gate. They were brilliant at Ashton Gate against Southampton in midweek. Hector, welcome. Look, another member. Tremendous stuff. Who else have I got to say hello to here? Tom, welcome. Good morning, stroke afternoon. We're just there. Dave, lovely product placement. We will get onto that in just a jiffy. Leeds unchanged from Tuesday. Thank you. Smash that like. Lee, welcome. He signed up as a member last night. I remember it well. Let's just click through. Matt, you legend. Welcome. I'm sure you're all familiar with Matt. Tremendous channel himself. Hardy and a number of first team has been rested for West Brom on Tuesday. That will go down well with the other promotion candidates, won't it? Hey, right. Have we got predictions, guys? Let's get some predictions in. Here we go. 3-0 Leeds, 2-1 Leeds, 2-0 Leeds, 3-1 Leeds, 2-1 Leeds, 3-0 Leeds, 2-1 Leeds. This is a complete landslide. Oh, there you go. 3-1 Plymouth, 3-1 Leeds, 3-2 Leeds, full-time 0, half-time 0-0. Absolutely tremendous. Paul, 2-all. Annie, yeah, absolute legend. 79p on the super chat. Thanks so much, Annie. He normally throws in a super chat, doesn't he? Very, very kind. Foster is resting Hardy. Can he do it? I don't know how I feel about that. If we can debate that in the chat, I think obviously Whittaker is Plymouth's best player. Hardy's maybe most important. Surely there's a drop-off from Ryan Hardy, who's really, really good, to Ben Waine. No offense to Ben Waine, who's more a reserve there. What else have we got here? Led Zepp 2-1. Leeds players are out, by the way. Ollie 1-1. Grace 1-0 Leeds. Audi, welcome. Clive, who has got the credentials. Get him in there. Welcome, fella. Thank you, Lee. A super chat from you. Real kind. He's gone for a Desmond. Right, let's quickly blast through these guys. 1-0 Argyle, 3-1 Leeds, 2-1 Leeds, 1-0 Leeds. A million, there we go. 2-0 Leeds, 3-1 Lilies. Who are the Lilies? I assume that's Leeds. I'm just going to skip through. I'm going to say big thanks to Clive, absolute legend on the super chat there. Thank you so much for your continued support. Math, 3-1 Leeds. So, look, as expected, look, we all know Leeds are hot favourites to win this. The only fly in the ointment is Plymouth are good at home, aren't they? In most normal universes, Leeds win this game, don't they? But it's the Championship. But Leeds are on a 7-game winning streak, aren't they? I think we are just about to go. Daniel Farke in his normal hands in pockets, just observing everything. He's a process-driven manager, isn't he? He's not, like we were talking about Carlos Corberan last night, he is not tweaky in the game. Before we get started, guys, we've been doing this pre-game, actually. We're going to try and do a like spike before the game, just to get the number of likes on the stream bumped up. We've got plenty of people watching, which I'm really chuffed about. We've got 29 likes. I wonder if we can get up to 40 or 50 if I ask you for a like spike right now. You've got 9 seconds before we get to kick off. Go, hit the like button. There we go. The like spike literally interrupted kickoff. We are off for Plymouth versus Leeds. Leeds immediately on the attack with Nonto. He's got Gray outside of him. Inside 20 seconds, they're up and attacking the Plymouth box. Don't know whether that's a good sign for Plymouth or not that. That's going to be a Leeds throw, isn't it? Which Gray is going to take. Will Leeds continue their complete dominance of, over the last 7 games? And Sky put the stats up. They've barely even faced any shots, let alone conceding any goals. And it was... by the way, Sky have just flashed up as well. They're the most prolific team in the first 15 minutes, if I'm This is not hyperbole. I'm not trying to overstate how hard of an ask this is for Plymouth today or anyone facing Leeds at the moment, frankly. But lies, damn lies, and statistics, they're all true. Thank you very, very much. Nipper, 10 quid on the super chat. I'm going to drink to that. Thank you so, so much. My prediction, I think with Sam, I went 3-1 Leeds. I think I got both teams to score because Plymouth are at home. Do you know, if it was at Elland Road, I'd probably go Leeds to nil, I reckon. But I'll go for it. Well, Hardy's not playing though, is he? So I think I went 3-1 Leeds. But yeah, you'd expect an away win in this game. But hey, we'll throw in all the normal caveats and whatnot, that it is the Championship, isn't it? And Plymouth are great at home, aren't they? We are going to do a timestamp just to help Dylan out. I'm watching on Sky Sports Football Live. We're going to be at 2 minutes. I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Sync. That is your 2-minute mark. There we go. Lily White. There we go. Right. Here comes Ruta. And that Leeds front four piling the pressure on already. Kamara is going to follow that up. Plymouth look like they're getting set for an hour and a half of defending, don't they? Somerville, Gruff, who was great in that FA Cup game, wasn't he? The Bulgarian Gruff. Lucky bounce there. It was Ash Phillips who cleared it away, and it bounces back into the arms of the keeper. But I think referee Donahue today has blown for a foul on Junior Firpo. Good decision, actually, because more often than not, when the ball is played and the foul comes in afterwards, the refs just kind of move on with everything, don't they? And it's like the foul didn't happen. So it's a free kick to Leeds, which Gruff is going to be the left-footed option, and Somerville is going to be the right-footed option. 3:10 on the clock. Plymouth have pretty much been defending for the first 3 minutes of this game. Cleverly works. Somerville pops it in low. Nice sort of dummy from Gruff on the free kick, and Somerville whipped in sort of a low ball. Clever idea off the training pitch of that one. Marlon expecting Leeds to continue their run of form for a bit. Saints, Ipswich and Leeds will just drive each other on. That's kind of what happened with Ipswich, Plymouth and Sheffield Wednesday. And you ended up with Sheffield Wednesday not getting automatic promotion with 96 points last season. I wonder, honestly, as much as I'd love them to, I don't imagine Ipswich will go above 90 points come what may, even though they've been amazing. But I wouldn't be surprised if both Leeds and Southampton did. Yes, he is very Bulgarian. How do you be very Bulgarian, Math, as Ruter tries to drive through the middle? Ruter in the number 9 spot at the moment. Peru in the 10, contrary to what Footmob said. Here comes Gray, who started the game well at right back. Plymouth just can't get on the ball in any way at all, can they? They can now because they've got themselves a throw in. Mustafa Bundu on the bench. Yeah, I liked him, actually. Well, he should have had a Ipswich player probably red carded in the game against Ipswich, but he looked a handful, didn't he? I did the championship predictions. Finished Leicester 104, Leeds 97, Southampton 97. Ipswich. If that's the final scores, that'll be a championship season for the ages. There you go. My brain, Marlon, to that question, could we generally have 3 teams on 95? My brain goes, surely not. But that's what's projected to happen, isn't it, for God's sake? And, you know, Saints have just gone 22 unbeaten. Leicester have been incredible. Ipswich were incredible, you know, sort of up until Christmas. In comes Somerville into the box. Ooh. And that should have been 1-0 to Leeds. The offside flag did go up, though. All expecting the net to bulge then, weren't we? But yeah, it's just, you know, Leicester have been amazing all season with their points tally. That's really, really marginal, that offside. That would have been the millimetre ruler out for that one, wouldn't it? Could have 4 95 teams at the top. Yeah, it'd be insane season, wouldn't it? And then, of course, at least one of them is losing in the playoffs, aren't they? Unbelievable. My God, possession 95%, 9-5. We don't normally see it that high, do we? You think if a team's completely having all the ball, it's going to be 80. At least the other side gets the odd foot in and touches the ball once every 5 touches. But that is 19 out of 20 touches of the ball have come from a Leeds player so far in this game. Very, very dominant, the Elland Road side, but it's 0-0. And Miller knocks that one inside. They try to slide through in central midfield, and they're actually in a good position here at Plymouth. Cross comes in from Sorinola. It's going to break for Miller, and Kamara does well to just sweep that one up. Reasonable looking box scene that for Plymouth, wasn't it? They'd had their shooting boots on there, and it was Meslier with a sort of poor clearance out to Mikel Miller. The ball goes wide nicely. They work it well, actually, Plymouth, to get a bit of luck first off. It's a lovely ball by, who is it, sweeps it out? Divine sweeps it out to the far side. And decent crossing position that for Sorinola. Is Gray related to the other foul? Yes, very much so. Eddie and Andy. I think there's another one as well that didn't quite play too many games, but yeah, dad and uncle. There you go. 3 teams on 100 points, never mind 4 on 90. Here is the aforementioned Gray, 7:50 on the clock. Plymouth have just doubled their possession stats probably with that little flurry of activity as we come up the 8-minute mark in this one. Pirro, nice little knock off. Ruter knocks it not very accurately through, but Nonto chases down Hazard in goal, who calmly plays it out to Miller on the left wing. All given away there, poor by Plegazzalo. Nonto surely offside, isn't he? Flag stays down, and Pirro can't work the shooting angle. Played themselves really badly into trouble there. Argyle, didn't he? Here's Kamara. Gray. Ampadu. Somerville. Nicely worked. Ooh. Pirro would have been in from Kamara's ball. Cut out last ditch there, I think, by Ash Phillips. All came really from Plagazello, the left-sided centre-back. As Daniel Farke watches on the iPad down there. Getting caught with a poor ball really into midfield. And Leeds launched another phase play there. Ruter smashes that up in the air. If Nonto brings that down, it'll be a hell of a ball. And what an unorthodox goal that is. Wow. Out of absolutely nowhere. If he means it, it's brilliant from Ruter. He just boots it up in the air. They completely lose Nonto. Nonto takes the ball down. I don't think I've seen a goal quite like that for the longest time. He works the angle, and the red-hot Italian striker gets himself another goal. He finds the corner left-footed, and yeah, just out of absolutely nowhere, it is Plymouth 0, Leeds United 1. I mean, from a Plymouth view, it's an absolute nightmare of a goal, isn't it? They've kind of all been pulled across the 3 centre-halves, and Ruter, frankly, just kind of boots it roughly in the direction of Nonto, and just no pressure on him at all, isn't it? He gets a good touch, which kind of takes Gibson out of the action and finishes it well. But from the moment when the ball's bounced into Ruter, if you'd said to Ian Foster, the Plymouth manager, what are the chances of you conceding from this? He'd think probably very, very slim. But that's the form Nonto's in at the moment. He makes it into a real big chance. And yeah, Plymouth's shape really just stitches them up massively there. And it is what it is. And honestly, if you're Plymouth fan, you'd be really disappointed with that, because with this Leeds side in such form that they're in, you'd want to make them work really hard to take the lead. And it doesn't really feel like they've had to. But yeah, they're just so lethal at the moment, Leeds, and they've grabbed themselves an early goal. There goes my prediction again. If he meant that, that's a great pass. Honestly, looking at it, he just kind of, it's all he can really do, because the ball bounces up so high and just, just kind of cracks it in the direction of Nonto. Yeah, it's difficult because it's very easy to sit here and, point fingers and blame and say every goal is the consequence of a mistake. But yeah, just a very odd, unorthodox goal, isn't it? Grace, who will get the automatic place? There be the $64,000 question. Right now, Leeds are going back ahead, and they're on the attack again. They're actually rampant at the moment. Leeds, aren't they? Made something out of nothing. Well, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And yeah, they're just savage at the moment, Leeds, aren't they? Here comes Miller driving forward. Miller's shot is deflected, and I think Meslier is going to prevent that going out for a corner. Going to make a bold prediction, say Leeds will win the league. I mean, I would say for Leeds to win the league, they're probably going to have to go maybe 10 or 15 wins in a row, I reckon, given what total we think that Leicester are going to post. So, I mean, I suppose you could get a Leicester drop-off, but all signs look like Leicester are going to break Reading's points record, aren't they? So Leeds would then probably have to break somebody, we might get two teams over 106 points if that's the case. But there you go. Concerned that Byron and Bamford are unavailable. I think you'll be all right up front, Clive, for sure. Si, we have Cheltenham. Come on, Carlisle. There you go. Hazard sticks that out over to kind of right back area, and it's just booted down the pitch by Plagozelo. And Leeds continue to dominate in every way, really, in this game. We had that one kind of penalty box entrance, didn't we, where Sorinola stuck the ball in the box. But otherwise, it's just been totally, totally dominant for Leeds. I suppose the possession's down just to 78% now. And the ball is played from Meslier to Rodon to Gray. Firpo. Ampadu. Little dink forward into Nonto. Nonto to Firpo. Somerville. It's going to be a Plymouth throw, that. Must have bounced back from Sorinola onto Somerville. It is Plagozelo. Goes back into Hazard. Plymouth really unable to string any passes together. And, oh dear, that's a bit depressing for the Argyle fans. Everyone holds their hands up and says, where should I play it? And he just boots it out of play. Hazard. They're having a hard day. Remember, there's some idea from the Argyle fans in the chat that Plymouth actually rested players for this game. Hardy's not in the starting 11, neither is Mumba. Devine is, and he plays it out to Sorinola. 15:55 on the clock. I make Leeds favourites for second spot just based on fixtures. Could well go down to the final day. At least that's what the neutrals definitely want this going down to the final day. Remember, Leeds v Southampton is the round 46 game. That would be amazing. If there was anything on that game. Miller crosses in. Nonto to Pirro. Back to Nonto. Nonto tries to play the diag in for... it was Somerville over on the left wing. Overhits it and out it goes. Sky have just had a look at a possible handball by Roden. Unless it hits both his hands. I don't think the first one's a handball. His arm's in a natural position and it pings up off his body. If it goes from one hand to the other, then maybe that might be slightly different. Didn't look like a lot in it, to be honest. And as I always say at these points, you got no track with the officials. They got absolutely no chance of spotting that in real time. And I think the linesman would have been the other side, so he would have been blindside anyway. Grove commits the foul. It's going to be a free kick to Plymouth. Takes Devine down. 1-0 Leeds. That sort of peculiar goal by Willie Nonto. Ruter sort of booting it up in the air, and Nonto just given the freedom of the right-hand side brings it down. He does his bit, but it's just a strange goal, wasn't it? Oh, now here come Plymouth and Miller into the box. That's poor. Miller was really well positioned, and it was a really flaky pass, that, wasn't it? Didn't look that difficult a ball. It's completely open. Really poor, that. Miller should have been in there. Just one of those, if you're playing six-a-side or whatever, stick your foot through it. Here is Kamara. Rodon. Melier. Melier boots it long. Somerville's chasing. Pirro hits the deck, but it goes all the way through to Hazard. Oh, there's another giveaway there by Miller. Gray to Nonto, and Leeds don't have to work their way into the attacking third. Plymouth have given them the ball there and put the pressure on now. Ampadu to Firpo. And Rodon. And of course, a possession team like Leeds, once you do take that lead, it's absolutely fine to just keep circulating the ball, and you can wear the opponent out mentally and physically, which can certainly lead to more goals later in the day. Like the goal reaction video. Thank you so much. Yeah. We've started doing them on YouTube Shorts and TikTok and whatnot, so I appreciate that, Marlon. Although I'm just going to be a bit nonplussed on the reaction video from that Willie Nonto goal. Farke is an elite manager. Farke, excuse me. He's an elite championship manager, that's for sure. Can he do it at the top level? We may find out next season. Leeds still look pretty comfortable in this one, don't they? Here's Pirro inside the box. Pirro shoots left-footed, crowded out. Gibson unceremoniously tries to smash that away. Didn't actually even get it out of the box with a deflection. Firpo appears. He crosses low. And more defending. It's a bit foolhardy, that by Gibson. He went for power and no direction on his clearance then, didn't he? Really good bit of defending to clear out the cross by Firpo, which wasn't a bad ball, actually, was it? To the near post. Leeds continue their domination of the first 20 minutes of this game. Cleared by Randell. Just not sticking up top with Ben Wayne up there. Again, I'm not having a dig at the player. Kiwi lad, Wayne, isn't he? But he's not Ryan Hardy, is he? Who's a great runner, striker, if you know what I mean. Nonto doing some great work on and off the ball. He's probably going to be man of the match for the first 20 minutes. We'll see what else transpires. At the bottom, which two teams are going down, Ewan? We did a video on that. Go and comment on that one. After you've watched this watch along, though. Another turnover there, foul. Be a Leeds free kick, which Griff is going to take as we come up the midway point in the first half. Plymouth 0, Leeds 1. Nonto with the goal. Thank you for all your thumbs up. If you don't mind hitting the like button, we've got 61 likes. That's tremendous. Randell. Wayne. And it goes to Miller again. Just haven't mentioned Whittaker, have I? The star man, as Miller tries to find him, but plays it behind him. Poor ball by Miller. Turned over. Gray sprints forward past Kamari, plays it into Ruter. Ruter plays the channel, but there's too much on that for Somerville. And Plegazelo just knocks it into touch. Doesn't fancy a 1v1 with Somerville, even though he starts with the ball. Can understand without the ball, but back yourself, man. Back yourself. Ampadu. Rodon. Kamara. Ampadu. Firpo. Grove. One round the corner. Plymouth get a foot in. Leeds immediately win it back. There's a foul being given. I didn't think that was a foul, my first instinct, but I'll give the ref the benefit of the doubt until I see a replay. He was right on top of it, referee Donahue. Plegazelo, he's just having a word with him. Was it a foul? No, yeah, it's a foul, isn't it? Just goes through the back of Somerville. I'm at the referee right there, referee Donahue. Rodon out to Gray, who must be looking forward to actually playing central midfield one day. Not Dave, not giving up hope on QPR. We'll see. See what the new manager at Huddersfield does. Is that a net gain or a net deficit? I wonder. Here's Ruter. Kamara. Somerville. Firpo. Nicely worked. Somerville again. Coming down the left wing. Somerville comes inside on that right foot. It's blocked out. Here's Wayne. Wayne gets smashed into by Griff. And Plymouth are going to have the restart. Math. What a comment. No better Sunday watch along. It's Saturday, Math. Sorry to be a pedant. Leeds 1-0 up and a huge cup of Yorkshire biscuit tea. Unbelievable scenes. Do you know what, Math? Shaylee bought some bacon this morning. I reckon I might be on for a bacon sandwich after this, which I'm excited about. A bit loose in the Plymouth half, but they have won it back. They'll prefer it that way, to be honest, because Leeds have been so neat and tidy for all of this game. Here comes Sorinola down the right, sticks across in low, cleared out to Miller, who a massively low percentage shot. I don't know why he's taking that on, really. It bounces up at him. He's going to have to half volley that in. Left-footed, first time. How many times in training do you reckon he top corners that one? Really hard shot, that. 26 on the clock, 1-0 Leeds. Nonto, the goal scorer. Found out why Shackleton missed the last game. He's become a dad. So he'll be absolutely knackered then, won't he? Yeah. Yeah, congratulations, Jamie Shackleton. Throw in Argyle. Gibson hurls it in. Roden gets ahead on it. Nodded forward by Devine. Hoiked up in the air. There's either a shove or a handball possibly been given then. Afternoon to you, Wayne. Good luck to Fulham, whoever they're playing. Yeah, you can see. They talk about intent, don't they? That you can't tell a player's intent. I could tell Divine's intent then. Yeah, only had eyes for, I forget who it was he jumped into there, but Firpo maybe. Just fouls him, doesn't he? Referee thus far, I mean, he's got pretty much everything right. As Whittaker clatters into his man. It's another Leeds restart. Perhaps it's the laid-back Plymouth approach that makes me think it's a Sunday. There you go. Feet up. Loving the marvellous BBFC community chat. Absolutely, Adam. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you, everybody who's signed up as a member as well. Absolutely tremendous support. Rodon, if you have signed up as a member, make sure you message me and I'll get you put in the WhatsApp group. Gray crosses in Sorinola on the back stick with Somerville. Sorts that out and it's just hoofed down the ground. 74% to Leeds at the moment. That was at a high of 95 after about 10 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah. Plymouth at least getting some of the ball, although not much of it. Ruter. Sorinola. Nice switch by Sorinola. Lovely touch by Miller, actually. Miller into that wasn't Divine, was it? It was. Beg my own pardon. He just got closed down by, I think it was Nonto, wasn't it? And the ball goes clear. Randell to Divine. Down the line it goes looking for Wayne. And they have turned it over again. Leeds cannot be complacent, Tom. They do not look complacent in the slightest. I know football fans try and add a little element of jeopardy because it they find it a bit unsettling when their team's completely dominant and is winning and should win. But, you know, sometimes you just have to accept it for what it is. Rodon. Ampadu. Firpo. Kamara. Ollie. The more I see the first goal, the worse it gets. I was just confused by it, Ollie. I'm like, have they scored from that? Plegazalo knocks it into Sorinola. Ewan. I think to get automatic promotion, Leeds or Southampton will have to get 100 points. Perhaps. Is Yorkshire decaf tea a crime? I suspect it is in Yorkshire, Dave. Give me a throw in to Plymouth in the right back area. Which Plegazalo is going to hurl down the line. You do wonder, from a Plymouth point of view, if they can just keep it to one goal for as long as possible, and then maybe if they are trying to go easy on Hardy and Mumba, etc., maybe they can bring them in with 30 minutes to go. The problem for Plymouth is if it goes 2-0 reasonably soon, then you wonder whether it goes 3-4-5, don't you? Although they tend not to lose at home very often, and they certainly tend not to get battered by anyone. But as we've said many times, these three relegated Year 1 parachute teams are just miles above everybody this season, aren't they? Here comes Somerville. Randell knocks it into central midfield. Sorinola's got it right back. And again, he holds out his hands and says, where you want me to play it? Where you want me. Plenty of speculation on the Argyle tweet about that. Very well. Andrew, I will bow to the superior knowledge of the Argyle Twitter and say I'm glad we're in the right ballpark. Nonto seems to come back and help out. Yeah, he's played really well, Nonto, hasn't he? We do need to remind ourselves he isn't Italy international, playing against the team that was in League One last year. But them's the breaks, isn't it, for Plymouth today? Started the season in strange fashion, didn't he? Nonto wanted to leave, possible refusal to play. Farke managed that well, as we knew he would, because he had the same situation with Cantwell and Buendia at Norwich and got a championship out of them. Into the box come Plymouth, really opened up for them nicely there. Houghton was in there, and Plymouth have now had 2 penalty box entries where you've kind of thought, you know, where's your killer instinct here? Just got to cut that back to Divine, hasn't he? Ampadu gets the block on, but maybe Houghton should do better with that. Corner, though, to Argyle. She's going to come in left-footed from the right-hand side. Good header by Ampadu, and Kamara clears it to Somerville. Oh, here come Leeds now. And a big tackle there on Somerville. Looked like a fair one to me if he didn't make that tackle. Well, I don't think you can call it a denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity if you're inside your own half, but certainly Leeds were on their way to a very nice-looking position there. Oh, beg your pardon. It was actually Melier who punched it. He goes in, fully commits there, Miller, and he just wins the ball, doesn't he? He times that one bit worse. As I say, I think he only would have got a yellow card there, but he would have been in bother, wouldn't he? Biggest game in the championship is Millwall v Wednesday today. Possibly so, Ewan. Possibly so. Especially if Wednesday can get the win and pull Millwall further into trouble. Cleared away by Melier. It's going to be a throw in. No, it's not. Free kick and a restart to Leeds. They keep possession, as they have had for the vast majority. To give you an accurate... Oh, it's down to 69% now. So if you're a Plymouth fan, I suppose you're... If you're an optimistic Plymouth fan, you're probably thinking, well, it can't get any worse than the first 10, 15 minutes where Leeds had like 95% possession, which was literally 95. That's not me hyperbole. And, you know, they've come into it a bit, haven't they? Obviously, away form has let Plymouth down. Yeah, very much so. Only recently got their first away win, Plymouth, didn't they? Heading off to Swansea and getting a 1-0. Of course, Morgan Whittaker, not only because he's Plymouth's danger man, but he's a former Swans player, isn't he? Got the goal on that day. Gray, Nonto, Griff. That's a good point. The Finners hole in this team, shaped hole in this team. Yeah. Did not have a good December in terms of losing the manager, Stephen Schumacher. Who's the lad? Kundle, he went off as well with Schumacher to Stoke. Azaz got his loan cancelled by Villa and sold to Borough. Just having another look at the Willie Nonto goal. Just get completely dragged across the pitch. And then it's just really poor by Gibson, isn't it? I mean, we'll give Nonto as much credit as we can give him. But his first touch just completely flummoxes Gibson in a way it really shouldn't do. He should be goal side. He should be able to jockey Nonto, but he just completely is out of the game after one touch. And Nonto sticks it in the corner. Offside flag is up. Russ Martin was a player for Daniel Farke, right? Spicy. Not only was he a player, if there's any Norwich fans in there, can they fact check me on this? I think he was a player that Farke was very keen to move on in terms of he wanted control of the dressing room, and there were a few senior pros. I mean, Russ Martin was a good servant for Norwich, wasn't he? Obviously, but I think there was a few senior pros that maybe had, how can I put this nicely, a little too much sway in terms of the power dynamics there. I think I'm right about that. Someone do correct me politely if I am wrong about that. Farke showing some grump. Yeah, Farke peed off. Yeah, they've dropped off a little bit. I mean, I've got some sympathy, actually, in respect of when you're as dominant as Leeds were so dominant for the first 10, 15. We never see above 90 in terms of the possession, do we? And it was 95, for God's sake. So you'd have expected some regression to the mean there, being this is not a National League team. No offence to the National League, but they're in the same division, for God's sakes. Free kick comes in for Argyle. Good header clear by Firpo. And here they come on the counter-attack. Oh, that's a cynical foul there. So if you're an advocate of blue cards, ladies and gentlemen, that is a sin-binnable foul there by Adam Randell, who just rugby tackled Glenn Kamara to stop a promising Leeds attack. And I do agree with the people that say that is way worse than someone who makes an honest attempt to play the ball and gets done for denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Completely cynical foul by Randell. And I'm not saying I don't want to go in the blue card sin bin camp, but those people who want yellows and red cards to be well policed, I actually wouldn't be averse to that being a red card. You just can't drag people down when they're counter-attacking. That's just bollocks, isn't it? But it's the old tactical foul. It's part of the game, isn't it? Whittaker down the line for Sorinola. Sorinola 1v1 with Firpo. Bounces back for Whittaker, and he is closed down. Ruter holds it up. Sorry if you can hear my phone making a noise. It's doing something. God knows what. Oh, not clever tackle there on the edge of the box, but Ruter goes in. Oh, deflected. It's the post. Leeds would have been, well, they're both lucky and unlucky in one go there, weren't they? The shot took a deflection, which would have been, the keeper would consider himself unlucky to be beaten by. But when it comes crashing off the post like that, you consider yourself unlucky that you haven't scored, don't you? Goodness me. Leeds inches away from going 2-0 up. Big deflection on it. Hits the post. Well, this is a good debate, Clive, isn't it? These deliberate fouls. I would rather, a deliberate foul that is deemed to be stopping a promising attack. Just make it a red card. I'd rather that than bringing a blooming blue card, pink card, whatever. Here's the shot from Ruter. Deflects off Ash Phillips, completely stitches the keeper up. This will be a good angle from Scott. It was a rubbish tackle by Sorinola, wasn't it? Not clever. Which would have been both lucky and unlucky. You'd be unlucky to concede that, but you're unlucky when it hits the post as well. If you got blue and yellow cards, would they show green card? Exactly, yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't be averse to that being a red card where it's deliberate tactical fouls. But again, we've taken that out of handball, haven't we? The word deliberate, because you're essentially mind reading, aren't you? Although I think it can be obvious when the player doesn't even use his feet to make the tackle, because you can't tackle with your arms. That's rugby. Here's Miller. High turnover. Not bad ball, that, actually. Drills it across the box. Rodon's a bit unhappy with how the ball was turned over from Melier and Kamara. He says he didn't want the ball there. And then Gray wasn't able to, kind of stop the attack developing down the left-hand side. 40 gone. We are approaching half time here in the watch along. I'm so sorry. My phone won't stop. Hopefully you can't hear that coming through the microphone. In fact, tell me if you can. If you can't, I'll stop apologising for it. It's just going to irritate me, isn't it? Randell into Whittaker. Decent tackle by Grueff. Ruter tries to break through from the number 10 spot. It's turned over, and Plymouth. I think that's probably what will annoy Ian Foster the most. Fair enough, you're going to have less possession than Leeds. Fair enough, Leeds have way better players and more of them than Plymouth. But what Plymouth can control is they can be neat and tidy in possession when they are on the ball. And they've been pretty scruffy, haven't they? Lovely turn that by Ruter. I think Phillips just caught him after the ball had gone. Ruter just holding his knee, and I think Phillips hurt himself as well, which gives me a chance to point up there, guys. This is a new sponsor here. You can see there, my friends at Beer 52 are offering you a free case. You get 8 new and exclusive beers from across the world. You need to go to www.beer52.com. That's beer52.com/Bloom. The case is free. So you're going to get 8 beers, but you've got to cover the £5.95 postage. Some beautiful looking beers here, and ales and pale ales. Here's an IPA. Can I pronounce that word? Probably not. Merschlutel. A hazy IPA. Looks like it's from the Czech Republic. How about that? All looks very lovely. Some bar snacks in there as well. £5.95 postage. The box is free. Beer52.com. So beer52.com/Bloom. Go and get the beers in, guys. Ash Phillips is trotting off. And out it goes. Alex, after Wednesday's debacle, do you think today is a must-win for Joe Edwards? I would hope not, because I would like to see Mill will be as patient as they normally are with him. But, yeah, poor performance against Ipswich from Mill, weren't they? Where did the beers come from? Yeah, across the world. What's this other one here? There's an Australian one there as well. And I don't know what the middle one is. Nonto to Grueff. Really beautiful branding on this. Look at that. Lovely stuff. Naper. Don't know where this one comes from. Pass. But yeah, all around the world. Citra Ciegas. Maybe that's Spanish. Latin of some description. But there you go. 8 beers for £5.95. How about that? Oh, my goodness me. It is not going to be 2-0 because the offside flag's gone up. But Ash Phillips just smashed the ball into his own net. Was Nonto offside? Yes, he was. Lovely cross by Nonto first time. And Phillips gets a bit lucky there in terms of, I mean, no, he doesn't get lucky because it was offside. But you know what I'm saying. Just shanked it. He's just having a laugh with his keeper there. Goodness me. Yeah, full respect to our... It's difficult here because we're trying to make a go at this. We've got teetotalers and non-gamblers and whatnot. And yeah, look at our 2 sponsors today. But yeah, we give all the caveats and we hope everything's done responsibly and people can enjoy working with our sponsors. Speaking of which, how is my match bingo card in Brentford-Liverpool going? Oh, I'm close to a line at the bottom there, but one line's already gone. By the way, it's Brentford 0, Liverpool 1 in that game. Not sure where the goal is. Anyone knows who the Liverpool goal scorer? Darwin Núñez. There we go. And a minute ended in 5, which was not helpful for me, unfortunately. There we go. Miller knocks that back into the heart of the 3 centre-backs. Tidy again there. We've got 3 minutes of minimum stoppage time. I assume that was decided before Ash Phillips went down, so it won't be any longer than that. Thrown in by Gray. We're 46 on the clock. Remember, it's going to be 49 minimum when you include the 3 minutes minimum extra in this half. Ampadu, Firpo slid forward looking for Somerville. And feels like I'm piling in on the Plymouth back three and wing backs. Been pretty untidy when they've had a chance to get on the ball, haven't they? And remember, this is a Plymouth side that scored 100 points, won League One. They were brutally efficient last season. Brilliant. There's Alex's follow. I think Joe was at the right point, but the players aren't good enough to do what he's trying to implement. Yeah, you've got to manage that very carefully, haven't you? When Ipswich went from Mick McCarthy to Paul Hurst, that was managed so badly. The Ipswich went from, finished 13th or something to becoming one of the worst teams the Championship has ever seen and being relegated abjectly the following season. Disaster if you get that wrong. It's going to be a throw-in for Leeds in the left-back area, and Purdue is going to take it. 47-41 on the clock, 3 minutes minimum stoppage time. Sorry, did I say 49? I meant 48, didn't I? Idiot. Can't add 3 to 45. Kamara, who's had a cigar on this entire game, hasn't he? Gray, he goes home to Melier. This will be the last phase of play of the half. In fact, it'll be the last kick of the half as Daniel Farke wanders down the touchline. He doesn't look massively happy, actually. I think he's going to feel that his team should have been more than one goal up if they'd managed to keep up the amazing start they had to the game, where Leeds were massively dominant for the first 10, 15 minutes to the extent of 95% possession being thrown up. Willie Gnonto got the goal for Leeds. Minute 10. They deserved the lead on the basis of how much of the ball they had and the territory they had. But it was a bizarre goal, one would have to say. Sort of ball just broke for Ruter. The Plymouth defence gets caught completely skewed over to the right-hand side. I suppose it's reasonably smart from Ruter in that there's one pass he can play as the ball bounces up and he hooks it up in the air into Gnonto, but then it's really poor. Nonto's got so much space there. Gibson tries to blame Miller, the wingback, saying he should have been tucked in, covering him. But then Gnonto gets a all right first touch to bring the ball down, and that completely kills Gibson. And then you go from a situation of the ball 40 yards from goal being booted up in the air to a massively high percentage chance, which Willie Gnonto just sticks in the corner to give Leeds the lead. Plymouth improved, didn't they, during the half? It couldn't have been much more dominant, could it? Although there's a couple of penalty box entrances, but didn't make any chances, really, did they, Plymouth? And yeah, I think their XG of 0.02 is going to tell you that. Leeds hit the post again. It would have been the sort of lucky or unlucky, depending on how you looked at it. Shot was deflected, but unlucky that it cannons off the post there. And there are the stats, guys. Look at that. 29% possession for Plymouth. Leeds really dominant. 71.65 isn't giant from Leeds' point of view, but 0.002. Sorry, 0.02. My bad. Exaggerating it, is minuscule from Plymouth. Look where the two shots have come from as well. I assume they're 0.01 each. There you go, both from Mikael Miller. So it's fair to say Plymouth just created nothing. Have they? No shots on target, no big chances. Leeds 4 shots. one on target, one big chance, which I presume was the goal from Nonto, which comes in at a massively healthy 0.44. Look, pretty central to the goal, isn't it? And stuck in the corner. Good finish by Nonto. I'm going to sneeze. Am I? Excuse me. Should have muted the mic there. And I didn't learn my lesson. And I sneezed again. My sincerest apologies there. Double sneeze. Let's just have a look at the live league table. And yeah, it's going to be an 8th consecutive win for Leeds if things continue as they are. Got no reason to assume that Leeds aren't going to win this game unless we get a rousing sort of second half display from Plymouth Argyle. Leeds will go on to 69 points, which put them 2 ahead of Southampton, who obviously moved in to second position yesterday with their win over West Brom. There we go, guys. Half time. I'm going to go and attempt to make myself a coffee. In the meantime, I would love you to get your questions in for the remainder of half time. Sorry, I dropped my phone on the floor. I need that to know how much time I've got when I'm making myself a coffee. So don't go anywhere. Keep the stream going. Make yourself a cup of tea or a coffee, whatever you are doing. And I will see you back in just under 4 minutes, guys. Get your questions in and we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's half time in the watch long today. It is Plymouth 0, Leeds United 1. Sorry, I'm going to call Leeds United. I'll call Plymouth by their full name. Plymouth Argyle 0, Leeds United 1. Leeds are heading back into second place in the Championship as things stand. Plymouth will hold 15th, obviously, but they will be exposed to a potential overtake from Stoke, Birmingham, Swansea, and Blackburn below them, and Huddersfield if they win by 13 goals, which is not going to happen, is it? Shall we do some halftime Q&A? Let's see what we've got. Where are we landing? Right, here we go. Ollie, do you reckon there's any chance Leicester won't win the league? I can't see Leicester not winning the league. That would be insane. They would have to go from, what is their points per game at the moment? 78. Hey, Siri, 78 divided by 32. Yeah, they've got 2.43 points per game. They basically have to go from being the best team in Championship history to just an average team, whilst Leeds will probably have to win something like, they've already won 7 on the bounce, probably going to be 8 today, isn't it? You'll be looking at Leeds maybe win like 14 out of 15, and then it might switch, but I just can't see it, honestly. Leeds v Leicester on Friday. I actually fancy Leeds in that one. Is that Friday night, is it? This Friday coming up. Why was I not aware that the gigantic matchup of all matchups? Oh, yes, it is. There you go. I wonder if there might be any late tickets for that one. It'd be fun, wouldn't it? I actually fancy Leeds in that one. Yeah, at Ellen Road, you would, wouldn't you? Hoping Morgan Whittaker has a good second half. Rate him highly. Yeah, he's a tremendous player, Morgan Whittaker. Right, questions. Stopwatch on. Gazza, get it on. Middlesbrough at the Crossroads. I don't know, Adam. I don't know. I think I trust Carrick with Gibson. I think he just went 100 miles an hour at the start last season, and I think it might just take a bit of time to get back. But I can still see that being a good matchup there with him at Borough. Is it too early for a vodka and Coke? Each to their own. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Please drink responsibly. How would Sinclair Armstrong do in League One? Do you know what, Dave? That might be the making of him, to be honest. I think he'd bully everyone, score a ton of goals, and, really get his confidence going, wouldn't it? Who do you think will win FA Cup 5th round, Chelsea or Leeds? I mean, you'd have to back Chelsea just on the kind of star power there, but you never know. What have we got here? Could anyone from Plymouth Down end up in the relegation scrap? It's difficult to see, Dylan, isn't it? Because, and I know it's a race, but you look at the traditional number of points needed to survive, and someone like Plymouth probably, they've got like 13 games to go after today. If Plymouth win 2 out of their last 13 games, they'll have 43 points. If they draw another 3, they'll have 46. And they might well survive with that number. So you get to the point where the likes of, Plymouth downwards only really need to win like 1 in 5 games for the remainder of the season, and they'll probably get to enough of a total to be safe. But you never know. Sometimes you get a team going to complete freefall, don't they? You just don't win any games for the last 10 or what have you, do they? So there you go. This is a pertinent point here from Alex and Clive. How many points do you think would be needed to stay up this year? I'm hoping it's a low tide as a high tide at the top. I think it'll be low. Yeah. Me and Sam were talking about 45, but it might be 43, 44, 42. We normally say low tide is under 45 and high tide is 46 or above, don't we? So, yeah, who do I think finishes second? I can't call it at the moment. I think the momentum's with Leeds at the moment with the winning streak. But you can see it going to the final day and Leeds v Southampton being the mother of all promotion playoff games, don't you? How do you make coffee that quickly? Do you use a machine? Yes, I do use a machine. And there is my lovely cup of coffee in all its glory. What do I think of Ian Foster's start as Plymouth manager? Yeah, pretty good. Because it could have been absolute chaos, couldn't it? There with Schumacher going and Azaz going and Kundal going and a load of players coming in. The whole thing for Plymouth this year, they haven't been in the Championship for a while. Just survive, just build. They've built really well as a club, and they get most of them correct, don't they? My 4 for the playoffs. I mean, it looks fairly boringly, doesn't it? In terms of the one of Leeds and Southampton is not going to get promoted, so one of them will be in there. So one of Leeds and Southampton. Ipswich look pretty certain to be in the playoffs unless we get a magic run from them and a bit of a drop off from both Leeds and Southampton. But you can't really see, or you get a horrendous run. But again, you start looking at the points total, and Ipswich have already got 63. And you'd think, are they going to drop from a side that's got traditional automatic promotion form to one that's bottom 8 form? So, and then, it's between, I think West Brom will get in, and then it's between Coventry, Norwich, Hull. Preston are still in there, but I still have Sunderland over Preston, maybe being as they got there last season. There we go. I think I've answered all of the questions. We are back for the second half, which means I'm going to ask you guys for a little bit of help and a like spike. We are up to, as I refresh, 86 likes. Right, can we get over 100? We've been consistently doing this, haven't we? If you're watching in the chat right now, hit the like button. Help me out. You've got 9 seconds and away you go. Thank you so much for your support. I know we have people joining as members, joining the Patreon, using all our sponsors here with Match Bingo and Beer 52 as well. But literally just hitting the thumbs up button is as much help as anything. That really helps us out here. Right, we're into the second half. I'm supposed to click the kickoff stinger, aren't I? Let me just do that. Why break the habit of a lifetime, hey? We'll reset the teams as Plymouth are trying to squeeze something in the left wing area. They've won themselves a throw-in, so maybe we'll hold off a second and see if Argyle can get the ball into the box right at the start of the second half. They cannot. And now we're talking about a Leeds counter, although that is well read by Plegazelo. Divine down the left wins a throw-in off Archie Gray. And here are your teams. Plymouth, Argyle, Hazard in goal. Phillips, Gibson, Plegazalo. Sorinoda and Miller wide. Houghton, Randall, Whittaker, Wayne, Divine. For Leeds, Melier, Gray, Roden, Ampadu, Firpo, Gruif, Kamara, Nonto, Ruta, Somerville, and Piru. Leeds lead 1-0. Willie Nonto with a bizarre-looking goal 10 minutes into this game. How about that? Look, most championship home goals this season. Only Southampton, I did not know this, have scored more home goals than Plymouth this season. That's outstanding from Argyle, up from League One and being right at the top of that particular league table. Excellent. Here is Nonto. And Miller. Miller goes down the left, comes inside. Good defending by Archie Gray. Miller's got it again, though. Puts the cross in this time. Not a good one. Rodon clears. Loaded back in, and Somerville does well to kind of flick a foot out, get it away. And here comes Nonto on the break for Leeds. Ruter and Ash Phillips Jocelyn, and Ruter is whistled for the foul. Ledsep's asking what beers we got in the Beer 52 pack. Do you know what? I won't answer you fully, but we'll keep that one here to do the promos with. So I'll switch them over for the next watch along, and we'll know what all the beers are in there. If you do want to get involved, you can get a free case of beer from Beer 52. www.beer52.com/bloom. And yeah, Tim is totally right. You can either have light beers, dark, or a mix of light and dark. However you see fit. Thank you for your support on that. The higher ups at Beer 52 will be very happy. Firpo. Blocked out down the left-hand side. And the ball is back with Hazard in goal for Plymouth, who goes long down the ground. It's easy for Rodon and Gray. And helped up the line. Nonto, nice turn. Ruter tries to turn Phillips himself. Phillips nice and tight, defends him well. Plymouth trying to attack vertically there, but Whittaker, Devine, Wayne. It's not really happened for the Plymouth front three, has it? And we will see if we see the likes of, definitely Ryan Hardy coming into the game at some point. Mustafa Bundu as well. Do have options up front on the bench. Freddie Asaka, the youngster. And we have seen Barley Mumba deployed as a right winger before. Percentage on the beers, they're all different. Let me just pick this one up at random. 5.8, pretty stiff, yeah. There you go. That goes right into what we were just saying, Ollie, doesn't it? Issue with Mumba needs to decide if he's an attacking fullback or a winger. He could do whatever he wanted in League One, but the jump in quality, yeah, very well put. Makes total sense, that, Ollie. 51 on the clock. Plymouth 0, Leeds 1. Nonto with the goal. Excuse me. Finally, getting the sore throat that my missus has had all week. Sorinola. Down the left-hand side. In comes the cross from Miller. It's a good ball. And the best chance of the game for Plymouth. Ben Wayne was in there. If he gets any touch on that, he scores, I think. And I've criticised Plymouth's final ball. That was the best one yet. Excuse me. Oh, how has he not scored, Wayne? I think that ball's pretty well perfect, isn't it? Just doesn't read the bounce, does he? He's in line with the ball. Just gets the trajectory wrong. Probably should have been 1-1 there, bizarrely, given how dominant Leeds have been in this game. But there's only a goal into it. Nonto goes down. Yellow card comes out. Daniel Farke, yeah, doesn't look happy. He's probably like, in that first half, Leeds did enough to be probably more than one goal ahead. And it could have been level then. Really, really could. Got some beers from Belgium once, 12%. Oof. Sleep well. Yeah, like drinking syrup, yeah. Matty's almost made his way to St Andrews. By the way, when we get to 2 p.m, if you want to let us know your headline team news, please do. And the question is, can my voice get all the way through the remaining 37 minutes of this game? Might need to run out and go get some water at some point. I can already feel it going. Let me crank that up in my ears, and then maybe I'll speak a little bit quieter. We'll try that as an approach. Get a bit closer in on the mic. Might have to rest my voice later today. No more watch-alongs, at least. No championship games this Sunday. Nonto, good dribble by him. Kamara, Somerville. Somerville cuts inside. Somerville, Kamara. Firpo. Nonto, well worked by Leeds. Nonto has his shot blocked. Firpo. Little knock inside. Somerville looking dangerous. Goal kick. Came off Somerville last. Is it me or is it foggy at Home Park? Does look a bit wet and wild at Home Park, doesn't it? Can a sellout crowd give the Blues the win they so desperately need? Ipswich away and Southampton at home on the horizon. Birmingham, Sunderland today, and a sellout at St Andrews. You love to see it, and Sunderland always brilliant away following, don't they? Clear foul by Ampadu on Ben Wayne. Saranola knocks that inside to Ash Phillips. Gibson. Miller. Very foggy in downtown Plymouth today, says Terry. Saranola tries to put the cross in. Takes a deflection, which actually might have helped there. Just altered the angle a little bit. But it does run through to Ilan Melier, who gathers in goal for Leeds United. By the way, hugely pleased to say 112 likes on this stream. Really chuffed with that. Here comes Ruter, inside right position. Ruter just crowded out there. They're doubled up. They're playing much better in this half, Plymouth, aren't they? They're much more in the game. Saranola beats Firpo. Saranola tries to find Wayne. Devine knocks it out onto the wing. Miller fizzes it across the box. And Melier just has to get behind it and concedes the corner. Get Bundu on for Wayne. Yeah, I think we'll see a attacking sub probably within the next 5 or 10 minutes, won't we, from Argyle. Ruter not making a big impression. Good work by Plymouth. Possibly, yeah. Argyle in it now. Yeah, they are actually. So one-sided in the first half, wasn't it? In comes the corner. Melier, two-handed, fists it away. Saranola crosses. Wayne heads goalwards. Does not trouble the keeper. Decent enough delivery. But yeah, he was never going to score from there. Wayne moving back out from the goal. Had to then generate the power on the header as well. It had to be a brilliant header looped into either top corner, probably to beat Melier from there. 57 on the clock. Plymouth 0. Leeds 1. Kamara. Ooh. Untidy for once from Kamara. Here's Whittaker. Whittaker could have slid Wayne in. He went for the shot. In comes the cross from Saranola. Good head away by Rodon. Kamara heads down. Groif knocks it into Pirro. Well dealt with by Leeds. Ruter. Ash Phillips is, I think someone pointed out in the chat, Ash Phillips is playing Ruter really well this half. I think he's been told, just get up him every time. You're a spare centre-back. Every time the ball goes into him, close down. I think Farke might consider some subs. We look knackered. Yeah, I think we might see both managers go to the bench reasonably early, the way this is developing. Do I think Argyle will get something out of the game? For the first time, I'm thinking they might be able to. I didn't believe that in the first half. I thought Leeds would win comfortably, but it is close and there's only one goal in it. And if Leeds don't start purring again, then Argyle have a chance, don't they? Mike, you absolute effing legend. 10 quid on the super chat. Thank you for all the continued great content. Thanks so much to Mike. Mike and I have made good friends, actually. We've met up for a couple of games. Mike, actually, knowing that my neck aches, bought me this chair, bless him. Thank you so, so much, Mike. Really, really appreciate that, fella. And one of the great perks of doing this is all the friends I've made, and I'll count Mike as one of them. So thank you so much, boss. Plymouth seemed more aggressive in the second half. I would agree with that, Tykes TV. And here they come again, in fact, with Ben Waine. Little slide in for Whittaker, driven wide by Ampadu. Not bad cross by Whittaker, but Melier manages to gather. It was Divine. The foul possibly off the ball by Rodon. No, nothing in that. To be fair, I think Divine's trying to block Rodon. Dark arts there. Rodon reacts, unfortunately for him. But yeah, referee Donahue let that one go. I kind of agree with that, I think. Right. Here comes Ryan Hardy for Ben Waine. And again, I don't want to dig out any player or criticise any player unnecessarily, but that's a big upgrade up front for Plymouth. Hardy's excellent, isn't he? And comes in. And we said about the 60-minute mark, that's exactly what Ian Foster was waiting for. Excuse me. And you would think that will give everyone a bit of confidence, even the guys in the stands, wouldn't it? 2-0 Liverpool, says Terry. What's that done to my match bingo card? I'll have a check in a minute because Somerville's coming down the left for Leeds. Kamara, it will slide through trying to get it back to Somerville, who has fouled Plogazelo. It's going to be a free kick to Plymouth. 2 lines have gone now in the match bingo. This is the free card you could have played over on match bingo today. I'm kind of in it. Liverpool have gone 2-0 up, so they're kind of winning it, aren't they? But yeah, do get involved over at match bingo. Please play responsibly. Right, can Plymouth get Hardy in the game? Here is Whittaker. In goes the cross low. It's going to be a throw-in for Argyle. Here is Plegazelo. Storinola. Plegazelo. Brentford in free fall at the moment. Should be safe from trouble, shouldn't they? I think they didn't get a win at Wolves the other day, Dave, or the other week. Trying to remember my many prediction shows I've done, because I'm sure I got that wrong with Mikey. Watching the rest of the Leeds game in the stadium. There you go. Tremendous stuff. By the way, Matty's already made it to the brilliant stadium, St Andrews. If you are heading to a game, do keep in touch and let us know your headline team news at 2 p.m. as well. Plymouth 0, Leeds 1 here. Firpo lets that under his foot, and it's going to be a Plymouth throw. Whittaker tried to pierce the defence there. And if Divine could have pulled that down or chested it down, he would have. Is match bingo compatible in Oz? I don't know, Adam. Why don't you try it? And if you do, go via that there QR code and help us out. There you go. Sorry. Throwing much stuff up on the screen as we go. 63:10 on the clock. Plymouth 0, Leeds 1. We will return to that view. Thrown down the line. Headed on by Devine. Hoofed away by Rodon. Hazard. Comes off Nonto and it's going to be out for a throw in. Plymouth having by far their best spell in the game now. Randell. Decent press from Leeds and it goes back into Hazard. Once again, Hazard's going to go long with the left foot. Hardy tries to hold it. Rodon's defended well, hasn't he? Good player. And here comes Piru. Nice slide through by Piru to Somerville, who takes it in his stride. Phillips drives him out. That went out, didn't it? Yeah. It's a goal kick. Bit unsure there. My instinct in real time was that that whole ball went out. Matty's expecting a few changes from a Blues today. Clive with Miss Bamford. England international striker. At his best. You definitely miss him, yeah. Poor distribution there from Argyle out from the back. Andrew, in both cup games, Leeds dominated, but we levelled against the run of play. You'd like that today? To be honest, if Plymouth scored now, it wouldn't actually be against the run of play. It might be against the run of the match in total because it doesn't feel like it's been a 1-1 match. But hey, you got to play. You got to play it for what it is. And right now, there's only a goal in it, and Plymouth are looking pretty good, aren't they? Miller coming down the left wing into the box, 1v1 with Gray. Wins a corner, well played by the left wing back. It's going to be a corner for Argyle, who I reckon have been on top for about 10 minutes now, haven't they? Leeds have faded from their, frankly, dominant start to this game. It's a corner for Plymouth Argyle, which Adam Randell is going to take right-footed. Pleguzelo, Gibson, Houghton, Phillips, Hardy, all in the 6-yard box. Looks like this one's going underneath the crossbar as an in-swinger. Referee Donahue having a word with Nonto and Houghton. I don't expect Nonto's going to be beating Houghton in the air, is he? In comes the corner. Good punch by Melio. Whittaker recycles. And a good gather. Ewan, Ben, I have Parkinson's. I didn't know that, Ewan. And I live in a care home. You're a great content live stream. Ewan, give me an email, mate, and I'll put you in our WhatsApp group as well. I'm sure the group won't mind if I do that as a freebie. Ewan, I'm at benjaminbloommusic@gmail.com. We'd love to have you in our WhatsApp group, Ewan. That'd be tremendous. So give me an email, please, Ewan, and I'll sort that out for you, matey. Here is Kamara. Ampadu. Ampadu to Firpo. Firpo to Kamara. Blocked out. Gray. Rodon. Nonto. Nonto knocks it back. Leeds just getting a little bit of control over the last 90 seconds here. Clive, hate this idea. Greater left back, Robertson to deal with Miller. Yeah, remember they could stick Mumba in at some point as well, couldn't they? Down the right-hand side. No, it's the opposite side of what you're talking about, Clive. But here is Somerville in the box. Somerville comes inside. Ooh. Now, a player of his quality, that's a chance, isn't it? He just leans back, gets off balance, doesn't he? And shanks that high, wide and legless too. But it was Ruter that set him up. And we've seen Somerville many times this season score chances of that level of difficulty. And I'm quite surprised at how much he missed by there, Chris Somerville. Brilliant player. There's one for Hardy to chase. He makes Ampadu play it back to Meslier. Beautifully worked by Meslier there to take Hardy out of the game. And it's back to Ethan Ampadu, who's so assured at centre-back because of his midfield background as well, isn't he? Here's Nonto. Nonto tries to go down the line. Good little battle, that. Nonto versus Gibson. Unfortunately for Plymouth, the battle in the first half of Nonto versus Gibson is where the goal came from for Leeds United. And yeah, you can see they're just getting back on top now, Leeds. Last 10 minutes, they have more of the possession. But it does feel like Plymouth have had good territory still, even in that, it said 61% on the possession for 10 minutes. Leeds have just got to get a second win now if they want to see this one out. There's 20 to go. Farke is just riding out his first 11 for a while longer and not going to the bench. Remember, Leeds have been pretty clever, hadn't they, in moving that Norwich game forward when they got the opportunity. So they do have a clear midweek. And obviously that Leicester game coming up on Friday. Looks a hell of a tussle, that one. And Hardy goes down the right-hand side. Ampadu makes the block. How am I, Ryan? Thank you for asking. Struggling a bit, mate. You can hear my voice is a bit tired. And to be honest, I'm going to spend the rest of the day with my daughter and my missus. So can rest it up a little bit as long as I'm not yelling at Enid all day, bless her. Phillips. Randell. Turned over, and here's Piru. Oh, nice slide by Piru into Ruter. Ruter into the box, drills the shot through the keeper's legs. They have ridden the storm in the second half. Leeds United, and their winning streak is going to continue. Jorginho Ruter with the left foot through the keeper. It's going to be a magnificent 8 wins in a row for Leeds United. They're going to retake second. 18 to play. It's Plymouth 0, Leeds United 2. Jorginho Ruter. That should kill it, shouldn't it? It's a lovely ball by Piru in the build-up. They're just terrified of Ruter when he's dribbling into the box. No one wants to stick a leg out and concede a penalty. He's such a good dribbler, Ruter. Gets it out of his feet, actually goes through Phillips' legs and through Hazard's legs, the keeper as well. But, you know, you dribble the ball well, you hit it hard and low, nice and early, and there's always the chance of that happening. Double nutmeg and a double goal now for Leeds. And that's probably game over. I reckon that will burst the Plymouth balloon. It's Plymouth 0, Leeds 2. And it looks to me a lot like Leeds are taking back second. As Whittaker goes down in the box. Nothing doing from referee Donahue. Get your thoughts in on that second Leeds goal. And Farke's played that really well, because I'm sure there were plenty of Leeds fans crying out for substitutions to be made. And he waited and he waited, and he's got that right, hasn't he? That's good management from Daniel Farke. And that leaves the live league table, as you were, looking like that. 69 for Leeds. Looks all set, doesn't it? Now they're 2 goals up. A 21st win of the season is going to be, we think, for Leeds, and an 8th win on the trot. They're going back above Southampton as things stand. 15 to go. There you go. Glad I didn't take Ruta off. There you go. Straight through him. Nice polish. Plymouth have made a better start this half. Leeds needed that. Thank God, almost, squeaky bum time, wasn't it? Yeah, a well-timed goal, but I think the manager takes some credit for being patient with the first 11, doesn't he? Unchanged Birmingham. There you go. Liam with his MK team as well. Jorginho's most polished finish that I've seen. Plymouth 0, Leeds 2. Nonto and Ruter, the goal scorers. That brilliant Leeds attack. Let me bring you the stats up. I don't know whether they'll be completely updated in real time, but you'll get a bit of an idea. And look, Dan James isn't even in the team. 23 goal contributions, Somerville. James, 16 goal contributions. I think I'll probably expand that as well as Dan James comes in. 12 for Pirro. Nonto's now building up as well. They are a dominant attacking roster, aren't they? Nonto goes out. Dan James comes in. And this is what you're dealing with. A very expensive ex-Manchester United player in the Championship with 10 goals already this season, able to come into the game with 15 to play, and Leeds 2-0 up. Nice work, if you can get it right. But hey-ho, make hay while the sun is shining, I say. Enjoy it, Leeds fans. Farke had cut a frustrated-looking figure, but just enough patience there, and quality will out in the end. A bit early to call it for Leeds. Well, by all, I know football's not logical most of the time, but by all logic, you'd think they're going to win the game, but you never know. And Purdue knocks that one back home. Well won by Roden. It's turned back over, though. I think the offside flag goes up against Ryan Hardy. All Leeds goal threats, but the defender. Oh, they don't get overlooked on this channel, Clive. We mentioned it earlier. In this run of wins, this will be clean sheet number 7 of 8 as well. So nice mix if you can get it. Dominant attackers, defense, not conceding any chances or any goals. It's a winning machine, that, isn't it? A winning combination. Here come Plymouth down the left and blocked by said defender, Roden. Pressure back on Saints. Game in hand on Tuesday against Hull. Let me do a little Google. Oh, given away by Melier. What on earth happened there? Ryan Hardy tried to spin it back into the box and nearly snaffled that up, didn't he, Hardy? Yeah, he just managed to keep that in, Hardy. Really good play by the Plymouth attacker. Yeah, we have no televised game in the Championship on Tuesday. So unless I can maintain some kind of stream of that, we will be dark on the channel. Cross comes in, headed clear. Ruter tries to get rid. It's back in to Divine. Good tackle by Roden, who's up there in terms of man of the match, I would add. A foul in the box by Hardy. People rightly pointing out the number of wins. Absolutely. Point out, guys, that it's overlooked elsewhere, but it's definitely not overlooked here, guys. Ivan Toney scored. How's my match bingo card doing? Just a bit of a look at a potential handball there by Jorginho Ruta. I'd need to have another look at that. We're still in potentially on the full house there in match bingo. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4 left for me to get. Yeah, look at those fixtures as well for Leeds. And Sky have put up the positions. They play 20th, 19th, 23rd, and 21st in a row. So if Leeds can beat Leicester, that would be win number 9. They could go 10, 11, 12, 13 wins on the trot. You could see it, couldn't you? You really could. Can they beat Leicester on Friday night, Leeds? Kamara, Gruev, Ampadu, Somerville, Rodon goes home to Meslier. We're into the final 10 minutes of this one. Oh, good last-ditch defending there. It's Plegazelo. The offside flag might have gone up. Here comes a treble substitution for Plymouth Argyle. They are going to the bench finally. Gibson's coming out. In come Galloway, Mumba, and Sosa, who I don't believe, Lino Sosa, don't believe I've seen play before. He is on loan from Arsenal. So forgive me, a new name for me. There you go. There is your QPR team. 5 changes. Wow, how about that? So triple sub by Plymouth Argyle. Headed away by Ampadu. And Divine. Little knock inside. Divine down the line. And Dan James gets back. And he's won the throw-in, actually. I think it bounced off Sousa, then him, and then back off Sousa again. Connor Roberts is going to come on for Cree Somerville. So I assume there'll be some kind of manoeuvring now where Archie Gray comes out of the right back position and Roberts goes in there. Maybe Gray will just literally move forward on the right wing there, and Dan James will be on the other side. And that's exactly what happened. Roberts just went like that, as if to say, "You're in front of me." And Gray is going to play a little further forward. Or is he? He gone in central midfield? We'll find out. Score prediction for Leeds Leicester. I'm afraid, Leeds Pro, you're going to have to wait for the prediction show with Sam Parkin for that. I need to give that a lot of thought and let this weekend subside first. Gray. Gruff. Gray. Hoofed clear. The one goal Leeds conceded, Terry, was that one in about 15 seconds into the game against Preston, wasn't it? Looking forward to the video. Thank you so much. Am I going to do a watch along? I will either do a watch along, Matty, or I'll try and go to that game, actually. It sounds like an absolute humdinger, doesn't it? Leeds v Leicester. But we'll do one or the other. Whatever you guys would prefer. Or actually, whatever I can afford to do. 84-10 on the clock. Connor Roberts goes down. Bundu is now coming on. And Leeds just got to try and see this out. Yet another clean sheet potentially coming. I remember Norwich's first promotion under Daniel Farke about this time of the season as well. They won 8 on the trot as well. Mumba. Whittaker. Deflected off Kamara, and Ampadu picks it up. Kamara. Up forward into Piru. Nice take. Piru tries to slide it through to Dan James. Nothing doing. Now, if you want to come Southampton. Oh, that sounds fun, Matty. Leave that with me. Yeah, chase me up on that. Divine. Cleared by Galloway. All the way down the ground. It's going to go through to Meslier. As we come in. To the last 5 minutes of this game. Excuse me. Don't know what happened then. Hand in the face or something? Stopped Ampadu? Hard to tell from that replay. And we're going to get a restart here with Ilan Meslier. Thank you for all the support today, by the way, in the watch-alongs, as ever. 128 likes. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. It's greatly, greatly appreciated, guys. Really is. As the ball runs through to Connor Hazard in goal. Mumba for Plymouth in the right back area. Nicely worked round the corner. Played through the Leeds press quite well there, haven't they? And Randell carries it down the ground into Hardy. Rodon fouls him. Free kick to Plymouth. That was like League One Plymouth, that was. Played out beautifully. Rodon gets a yellow card. Bit of a shame for Rodon that, because I think he's been really good. He's probably going to be my shout for man of the match in a couple of minutes. But he's just gone in the book. I won't hold that against him. Andrew, honestly, after that first 10, I would have taken a 2-0 defeat to predict our goal difference. I love you, Ben. I love you too, Adam. Thank you so much. Comment of the day. It seems a harsh yell. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I know what you mean. So, 2 over the free kick. Whittaker, the left footer. Randell, the right footer. Can Plymouth get first contact? If they can get a goal here, you never know. Here comes the free kick. Whittaker shoots. Oh, I was going to say easy save for Meslier. Spilled it. Should have caught that, shouldn't he? And Roberts completes the clearance. Meslier says, thank you very much. She's got caught out there by the surprise shot by Morgan Whittaker. Phillips, Galloway, Sousa, Bundu, Devine back to Galloway. 88:30 on the clock. Shouldn't be much stoppage time, 4 or 5 minutes tops, I would think. And Leeds just need to concede 1 goal or fewer in the next probably 5 or 6 minutes, and they are going back in to second place in the EFL Championship. Would Whittaker get in Leeds 11? Possibly. Who knows? Oh, here's Dan James. Dan James into the box. And that, is it a penalty? It's a free kick right on the edge of the box. He certainly wouldn't look out of place with their striking options. What's he given there? Was he given a foul before? Surely that's a penalty then, isn't it? I've got no idea what the ref's given here. Sky keeps showing me 20 replays. He didn't seem to point to the spot, though. I don't understand that decision in the slightest. I don't get how that's a free kick and not a penalty. Unless he whistled immediately for the first foul, and I can't hear the sound, in which case I'd understand. So we're into, I said 4 or 5 minutes stoppage time tops. It's only 3, and we're 20 seconds into it as Dan James lines up this free kick. Looks like he's going to take it right-footed. James shoots. Oh, that's really unlucky. Hits the crossbar. Really good strike by James. The Wolves set up and the keeper's set up to say, look, if you can bend it in this top corner, then fair dues. And he very nearly did. Great strike by Dan James. Hits the bar and bounces away. .91 on the clock. Joel Piru is coming off. And Matteo Joseph is coming in with 75 seconds, 90 seconds even remaining. I think Jamie Shackleton came on as well. Or was it Gelhardt? It was Gelhardt, wasn't it? My bad. Got them mixed up the other day, didn't I? Yeah, a few people asking about the penalty. The only thing I can think is that he whistled immediately for the first foul. In which case you say, why didn't you let it go? Because if you let it go, it's penalty, isn't it? But that's the only thing I can think. But I don't have the sound on. But anyway, it's not going to make a great deal of difference to anything much, is it? Leeds are going to win this one 2-0. Jorginho Ruta has been given the man of the match. Not totally sure I agree with that. I think I would have gone for Joe Rodon. Let me know your shouts in the comments as we go into the last minute of minimum stoppage time as Leeds are set for an 8th. 8 in a row. Teams that win 8 games in a row in the Championship normally get promoted. Did Burnley do 9 last season? I think Burnley might have even done 10, did they? Or did they get stuck at 10? Can't remember. Phillips wins their header as we go into the last 15 seconds of remaining minimum stoppage time. going together between Mumba and Firpo. And this should be about it. All eyes on referee Donahue. Throwing comes in from Pleguezello. And another one. Ampadu boots it up in the air. Bundu. Randell. We're still going with 30 seconds over minimum stoppage time. And there you have it. Plymouth 0, Leeds 2. Leeds march on. 8 wins in a row for Leeds. They go back into second. Only 1 goal conceded in that time. Nonto and Ruter do the damage today as Leeds go back into pole position in the Championship automatic promotion race for second place. Give me your final thoughts in the chat. Fairly cut and dried, that one. Plymouth rallied a bit in the second half, but Leeds kind of didn't ever look massively like not winning that game, did they? Here's your numbers, guys. 58-42 in Leeds' favour on possession, 1.09 to, sorry, it's reset for some reason. There you go, 0.87 on the XG. 9 shots to 7. That makes it look reasonably close, doesn't it? 2-1 on target. Oh, there you go. Leeds only had 2 shots on target in the game. Scored both the goals, but game state tells me I wouldn't look too much at that particular statistic. They were fairly well in charge and in control for the majority of that match. Leeds United, and there is your league table. Leeds ahead of everyone playing today. So Ipswich could close to within 3 points, I guess, if they can go and beat Swansea. But yeah, it does very, very much look like the Leeds train is heading firmly to the Premier League. But many twists and many turns to come, I am sure. Let's read your final few comments here. There we go. Get in. Yeah, good luck, everyone, in the 3 p.m s. Paul, was a bad performance from us today. It was not a bad performance. Well, it was very comfortable, wasn't it? Good first half. Solid enough. Yeah, agreed. Unbelievable. Yeah, consistency, very much so. Oh, David, that's so kind. Have a good afternoon with Enid and the missus. Thank you so much, guys. Do all hit the thumbs up button. And no watch-alongs now, I believe, until probably Friday, unless we do manage to get a ticket for the Leeds-Leicester game. And we will see you for whatever we do then. But I'm planning to do something early tomorrow morning, maybe some kind of review, I think, maybe in terms of the tribal football column. We'll see how that works out. And we'll be back with Sam for the Championship check-in on Monday as well. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Good luck to your team if they're playing at 3 p.m. And I'll see you all very soon. Thank you for joining us for another watch along here on the channel. It's Plymouth 0, Leeds United 2.